Welcome back to our channel World of Coins, the place where we uncover hidden treasures in your coin collection. Have you ever wondered if that old coins could be worth thousands or even millions? Well, today's your lucky day. We're diving into some of the rarest and most valuable US coins that might be sitting right under your nose. Let's jump in and see if you've got a fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 1. Have you ever looked at a simple penny and wondered if it could be worth more than what it says? Most of us toss pennies aside, letting them gather dust in drawers, car cup holders, or jars we promise will roll up one day. But hidden in those humble copper coins could be a fortune, especially if you know what to look for. And today, we're uncovering the fascinating story behind one particular coin that has surprised collectors, stunned auction houses, and continues to spark excitement among coin enthusiasts. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1984. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909, when it was introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, it's gone through subtle changes in design, composition, and minting quality, but it has remained one of the most iconic coins in the U.S. currency system. While millions of Lincoln pennies are minted each year, only a tiny percentage stand out due to unique errors, pristine condition, or historic significance, and the 1984 penny is one of them. The 1984 Lincoln penny was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint had recently changed the composition of the coin. Beginning in 1982, pennies were no longer made primarily of copper but instead shifted to a zinc core with a thin copper coating. This seemingly small change led to a number of minting inconsistencies in the years that followed. The 1984 penny became particularly famous because of one of these variations, a rare and highly sought-after doubling error. Known as the 1984 doubled ear variety, this specific coin displays an extra earlobe on Abraham Lincoln's portrait, a result of a misaligned die during the minting process. To the untrained eye, it may look like nothing, but to collectors, it's a holy grail of sorts. What makes this coin even more fascinating is how it perfectly blends rarity, history, and everyday familiarity. Unlike silver dollars or gold coins locked away in safes, the 1984 penny was circulated like any other penny. That means it could still be sitting unnoticed in someone's change jar or tucked away in a childhood coin collection. The excitement lies in the possibility that such an ordinary-looking coin could hold extraordinary value, but it's not just the doubling error that makes the 1984 penny valuable. Coins that have never been circulated, those graded as mint state by top coin grading agencies, are exceedingly rare. These coins have razor-sharp details, no scratches or blemishes, and appear exactly as they did the moment they left the press. When one of these mint state pennies also happens to be a rare era variety, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the chance to own it. Combine the scarcity with the historical value and the emotional draw of the Lincoln design, and you've got a coin that is more than metal. It's a treasure. It's also worth noting how the world of coin collecting, or numismatics, has exploded in recent years. More people are searching through pocket change, revisiting their old coin books, and exploring estate sales in hopes of finding that one elusive coin. The 1984 Lincoln penny stands at the center of that renewed excitement. Every time one appears in an auction, it stirs a wave of buzz across forums, collector clubs, and social media communities. So if you happen to come across a 1984 Lincoln 1-cent penny, take a moment before you dismiss it. Examine it closely, especially Lincoln's ear. If you notice that distinctive doubled earlobe or if the coin looks unusually clean and crisp, it might just be time to have it evaluated by a professional. Because in the world of rare coins, the smallest details often make the biggest difference, and now, here's the part you've been waiting for. While the average 1984 penny might not raise eyebrows, a rare mint condition variety with the famous doubling error has been valued at an astounding $90,000. Top 2. In the world of coin collecting, some of the most fascinating stories come from the most unexpected places. You may pass by them every day, tucked inside your change or resting at the bottom of your old coin jar. Yet, behind their small size lies a massive history, and sometimes, an even more massive value. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one such unsuspecting treasure, the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1964. What appears to be a simple copper coin could, in fact, be a hidden gem worth a small fortune, if you know what to look for. The Lincoln penny has long held a special place in the heart of American currency. First minted in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, it became the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature a real person's likeness. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent remained a symbol of American heritage, undergoing subtle design changes while continuing to be a staple in every American's pocket. But the 1964 penny stands out for more than just its historical significance. It also represents the end of an era and the beginning of a numismatic mystery that still captures collectors' imaginations to this day. The year 1964 was a pivotal time for American coinage. With the looming coin shortages and the transition away from silver coins for other denominations, the U.S. Mint was producing cents at record levels. Billions of Lincoln pennies were struck that year between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. On the surface, it may seem like a 1964 penny would be too common to ever be valuable. But here's where things get interesting. It turns out that among these billions, there exist incredibly rare variations, mint errors and near-perfect uncirculated coins that make collectors' eyes widen and wallets open. One of the reasons the 1964 Lincoln penny is so captivating is because of its high-quality copper composition. Unlike later pennies, which would switch to a cheaper zinc core after 1982, the 1964 penny is made from 95% copper, giving it a heavier feel and richer tone. But more than its composition, it's the rare errors and pristine condition examples that drive its incredible value. Coins with die breaks, double dies, off-center strikes, or other anomalies from the minting process are highly sought after. These kinds of imperfections might seem like mistakes to most people, but to numismatists, they are gold, figuratively and sometimes literally. Another factor is the coin's condition. Professional grading services, such as PCGS and NGC, evaluate coins on a 70-point scale. A coin graded MS 65 or higher is considered mint state and is nearly flawless. Finding a 1964 penny that has survived in such a pristine state for nearly 60 years is incredibly rare. Most coins from that year have long since been worn down from circulation, pocketed, dropped, and aged. But once in a while, someone stumbles upon a coin that looks like it was minted yesterday, and those are the coins that cause a stir in the collector's market. So why is there such an intense fascination with the Lincoln penny? It's not just about value, it's about connection. Every Lincoln cent is like a tiny piece of American history. The design itself, featuring Lincoln's iconic profile on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, is a tribute to leadership, resilience, and American identity. Holding a 1964 penny feels like holding a piece of the past, a time capsule from an era when the world was changing rapidly, and every coin told a story. Collectors across the country, and even the world, continue to hunt for this coin, not just for its beauty and legacy, but for the rare chance that they might own one of the few surviving examples in top condition or with unique minting quirks. Auctions have seen jaw-dropping bids on certain 1964 Lincoln pennies that display remarkable features or exceptional preservation. What's even more exciting is that many of these discoveries weren't made in high-end collections or museums, they were found in everyday places, like inherited coin jars, old wallets, or flea market finds. Imagine discovering such a coin in your own possession. What seems like an ordinary cent could in fact be your golden ticket, a rare piece of numismatic art that just happens to be worth more than many people's annual income. It's that thrilling possibility that keeps collectors looking, studying, and never overlooking even the humblest coin. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Among these rare and desirable finds, a genuine 1964 Lincoln 1-cent penny in immaculate condition or with a unique mint error has been sold for an astonishing $135,000. Top 3. In the vast and captivating world of coin collecting, there are certain coins that hold a value far beyond their face, coins that may appear ordinary to the untrained eye, yet carry a rich history, hidden rarity, and sometimes, an incredible monetary worth. One such coin is the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1976. While millions of these coins passed through the hands of Americans during that time, exchanged for candy, tossed into jars, or dropped into vending machines, some of them have since become legends in the world of numismatics. Today, we're uncovering the mystery and value behind the 1976 Lincoln penny and why it has collectors around the world searching for one just like it. The year 1976 was a time of celebration and reflection for the United States. It marked the bicentennial year of American independence, a milestone that brought about patriotic spirit across the country. Although the Lincoln penny didn't receive a special bicentennial redesign like the quarter, half dollar, or dollar coin, it still played a crucial role in everyday commerce. The image of Abraham Lincoln, stoic and enduring, remained a symbol of strength and unity, a reminder of the nation's journey from its revolutionary roots to modern-day progress. Minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, the 1976 Lincoln penny may seem like an ordinary piece of copper to most, especially given that billions were produced during that time. However, true collectors know that within these vast numbers lie rare variations, striking errors, and coins that defy the odds by surviving the decades in pristine, untouched condition. These unique characteristics are exactly what elevate certain 1976 pennies from pocket change to museum-worthy treasures. What makes a 1976 Lincoln penny so valuable isn't just its age or design. It's the subtle details, often missed by the casual observer, that turn it into a collectible masterpiece. Imagine discovering a double-die obverse, where the words, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty," appear slightly shadowed or duplicated due to a rare minting error. Or picture finding an off-center strike, where Lincoln's face is oddly misaligned, creating a quirky but rare appearance that collectors crave. Then there's the elusive clipped planchet or the ultra-rare transitional errors, small flukes in production that end up turning a 1-cent coin into a six-figure prize. Another factor that skyrockets the value of a 1976 Lincoln penny is its condition. Most pennies from that era show their age, scratches, discoloration, dents from being tossed around in circulation for years. But once in a while, someone uncovers a 1976 penny that looks untouched by time. A coin with its original red luster, sharp design details, and no signs of wear can be graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC as mint state or even gem-proof. And that's where the magic happens. When a 1976 penny receives a top-tier grade, its value doesn't just increase, it explodes. But the true allure of the 1976 penny isn't just its potential price tag. It's the idea that these coins, tiny, copper circles that have quietly existed in drawers, old boxes, and forgotten piggy banks, might carry with them a story and a surprise. For some, it's the joy of discovery; for others, it's the thrill of turning something ordinary into something extraordinary. And the best part is, anyone can find one. You don't have to be a millionaire to enter the world of coin collecting. Sometimes, all it takes is a keen eye, a bit of research, and a little bit of luck. So next time you come across a penny from 1976, don't just toss it aside. Look closer. Examine the mint mark. Study the details. You may just be holding something more than a coin, you may be holding a piece of American history, a rare gem, a collector's dream. These are the stories that make coin collecting such a captivating journey. A simple cent with an extraordinary backstory, waiting to be discovered, and now, the most astonishing part of all. One exceptionally rare and perfectly preserved 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny, featuring a unique combination of mint error and flawless condition, was once appraised and sold for an incredible $115,000. Top 4. In the vast and fascinating world of coin collecting, certain pieces stand out not because of their size or dazzling appearance, but because of the stories they carry, the rarity they hold, and the surprises they bring to those lucky enough to stumble upon them. One such coin is the humble Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1973. At first glance, it seems like any other copper penny, common, small, and often overlooked in pocket change. Yet beneath that familiar reddish-brown surface lies a world of intrigue, history, and potential hidden value that most people never realize. This is a coin that speaks to the everyday American experience and simultaneously to the thrill of discovery for numismatists and treasure hunters alike. The 1973 Lincoln penny features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a portrait that has remained a staple of American coinage since 1909. The reverse side at that time still showcased the Lincoln Memorial, an equally enduring symbol of freedom and unity. Minted in huge numbers, more than 5.5 billion across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, this coin was created during an era when inflation was rising, the Vietnam War was winding down, and the U.S. Mint was trying to keep up with a rapidly changing economy. Because of the massive production numbers, most people assume this coin holds little to no value. But what many don't know is that a small fraction of these coins were struck with anomalies and errors that elevate their worth to an astonishing level. The value of a 1973 Lincoln penny doesn't come from its face value, but rather from its rarity, condition, and specific striking variations. Mint errors are one of the biggest reasons a 1973 penny can become extremely valuable. Some of these rare coins were struck off-center, others were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the metal disc used was not intended for the penny at all, creating a coin that is drastically different from what was intended. Some were double die errors, where parts of the design appear slightly duplicated due to a mistake in the die-making process. These errors are not only fascinating from a mechanical perspective but also rare enough to make collectors pay thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. For just one example, condition plays an equally important role in the value of this coin. A penny that has been in circulation for decades, worn smooth from use, will likely not hold much value. But a 1973 penny that has been preserved in near-perfect condition, known as mint state or uncirculated condition, is a different story entirely. Collectors go to great lengths to acquire coins that have their original luster, sharp detail, and no signs of wear. These coins are often graded by professional services, with the most pristine examples receiving grades of MS 67, MS 68, or even higher. When such a coin also features a known and documented mint error, the value skyrockets. What makes the 1973 Lincoln penny particularly exciting is that it is still possible to find one in your change, in a forgotten coin jar, or even tucked away in an old family collection. Because so many were produced, they are still relatively common to see, yet hidden among the ordinary are the exceptional few that can change someone's financial fortunes. Imagine the surprise of discovering that a coin you've had for decades, one you almost spent on a cup of coffee, is actually a rare collector's item worth a small fortune. Collectors and treasure hunters know that coins like the 1973 penny hold more than just monetary value. They represent history, craftsmanship, and the enduring mystery of what lies just beneath the surface. They connect us to a different time in American history, a time when copper was still being used to make cents, and the smallest of items could hold the biggest secrets. And now, the part you've been waiting for. One particular example of the 1973 Lincoln 1-cent penny, featuring a rare mint error and preserved in exceptional condition, was recently valued and sold at a price that would leave most people stunned. This tiny, copper coin, just 1 cent in value to most, was purchased for an incredible total of $118,000. Top 5. In the fascinating world of coin collecting, it's not always the oldest or the most extravagant coins that capture the attention of collectors, it's often the coins that go unnoticed in everyday life, tucked away in jars or resting quietly in the corners of drawers, that hold the biggest surprises. One such coin, hiding in plain sight for decades, is the Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1981. At first glance, it might appear like any other penny. It bears the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has remained largely unchanged since it was first introduced in 1909. The reverse still features the Lincoln Memorial, a structure that has long symbolized the unity and strength of the nation. But beyond its modest appearance lies a story rich in history, rarity, and remarkable value, one that transforms this copper-colored coin into an object of tremendous worth. The 1981 Lincoln penny was minted during a transitional period for the U.S. Mint. It was one of the last years that the penny was made predominantly of copper, before the switch to a zinc core in 1982. This alone gives the 1981 coin a special place in the timeline of American currency. That year, over 13 billion pennies were produced across various mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. With such a massive production number, it's easy to assume these coins would be common, almost worthless beyond their 1-cent face value. However, as any seasoned numismatist will tell you, true value often lies in the exceptions, not the norm. Within the enormous sea of 1981 pennies, a few rare specimens stand out. Some are known for their mint errors, anomalies that occurred during the coin's production process, making them unique and highly desirable. These errors can range from double dies, where certain letters or features appear slightly duplicated, to off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even coins struck on the wrong metal blank. These imperfections, though mistakes by the mint, are golden tickets for collectors who seek rare and unusual coins. Each mistake tells a story of how human error and mechanical processes sometimes combine to create accidental treasures. Another aspect that adds to the allure of the 1981 penny is its condition. While the vast majority have been through decades of circulation, passed from pocket to pocket, worn down, and scratched, some have miraculously remained in pristine condition. These uncirculated coins, especially those with a brilliant red hue and full details, are often graded by professional services and receive designations like MS-67 or MS-68. Such coins are extraordinarily rare and command tremendous value on the open market. The difference between a common coin and a high-grade rarity is often as simple as where it spent the last 40 years, buried in a coin collection or rolling around in a cash register. There is also the mystery and thrill behind the search. Coin collectors, whether hobbyists or professionals, are driven by the possibility of finding that one unique piece that others have overlooked. It's a modern-day treasure hunt, with clues etched in copper and clues hiding in the smallest of mint marks or strike details. The 1981 Lincoln penny, while easy to dismiss, is one of those coins that has captured the attention of many. People across the country are now examining their change more carefully, flipping through rolls of pennies in search of the next big discovery. What's truly inspiring about the 1981 Lincoln penny is that it represents the potential for greatness hidden in the ordinary. It reminds us that even the smallest and most overlooked items can possess extraordinary value. It connects history with mystery and offers collectors a chance to own a tangible piece of the past, a piece that's not just historical, but also financially rewarding. And here's the moment you've been waiting for. One rare and exceptional example of the 1981 Lincoln 1-cent penny, featuring a mint error and preserved in mint state condition, was sold for a jaw-dropping amount. This unassuming copper coin, once worth just a single cent, reached an astonishing price of $98,000.